Biography of Kizza Besigye. Kizza Besigye, known as Kizza Besigye, was born on the 22nd of April 1956. He is nicknamed Colonel in reference to his military rank before he left the army. He is a Ugandan physician, politician, and former military officer in the Uganda People's Defense Force. He served as the president of the Forum for Democratic Change (FDC) political party and was unsuccessful candidate in Uganda's 2001, 2006, 2011, and 2016 presidential elections, losing all of them to the incumbent Yoweri Museveni, who has been president of Uganda since January 26, 1986. The results of the 2006 elections were contested in court, where the court found massive rigging and disenfranchisement. He allowed an early internal FDC election for his successor president, which took place on the 24th of November 2012. Besigye decided that the successor president should be in place earlier than planned to allow the new president enough time to prepare the party for the next cycle of general elections. Kizza Besigye was born in Rwakabengo, southwestern Uganda. He attended Kinyataro Primary School and Mbarara Junior School. The second born in a family of 6, both his parents died before he finished primary school. His father was a policeman. Besigye later joined Kampala's Kitante High School for his ordinary levels and then Kigezi High School in Kabale district for his advanced level education. Besigye enrolled at Makerere University in 1975, graduating with a degree in human medicine in 1980. Besigye was once Yoweri Museveni's personal physician. When the National Resistance Movement and Army came into power in January 1986, he was appointed at the age of 29 Minister of State for Internal Affairs. He later held the positions of Minister of State in the President's Office and National Political Commissioner. In 1991, he became commanding officer of the Mechanized Regiment in Masaka, central Uganda, and in 1993 was appointed the Army's Chief of Logistics and Engineering. In 1998, he married Winnie Byanyima, an aeronautic and mechanical engineer who worked at Uganda's High Commission in the United Kingdom and served as ambassador to France in the 1980s and 1990s. Byanyima is a childhood friend of Museveni. She and Besigye have one son, Ansem. After graduating, Besigye briefly worked at Mulago National Hospital. He later went into exile in neighboring Kenya. While there, he applied to the medical board for registration to work as a doctor. After getting registered, he applied for a job at the Aga Khan Hospital, which he was given, and then started working as a doctor and later at Kenyatta National Hospital, both in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, before joining Museveni's rebel National Resistance Movement Army in 1982. In 1999, Besigye wrote a document critical of the government entitled An Insider's View of How the NRM Lost the Broad Base. The document accused the NRM of becoming a sectarian kleptocracy and a one-man dictatorship. Besigye was charged before a court-martial for airing his views in the wrong forum. He later brokered a deal in 2000 in which the charges were dropped in exchange for an apology for publishing the documents. In October 2000, Besigye announced that he would run against Museveni in the 2001 elections. He retired from the Uganda People's Defense Forces in 2001, having attained the rank of colonel. During his campaign, Besigye, who was Museveni's strongest opponent, accused the government of widespread corruption and pushed for an end to Museveni's movement system, which he said has served its purpose as an instrument in Uganda's political transition to multi-party democracy. He lost the election, which was marred by claims of widespread vote rigging, violence, and coercion of voters. In March 2001, Besigye petitioned the Supreme Court to nullify the election results. A panel of 5 judges voted 5-0 that they had been cheating, but decided 3-2 not to annul the elections. In June 2001, Besigye was briefly arrested and questioned by the police over allegations of treason. The general elections of 2006 saw FDC as the main opposition party and Besigye as the main challenger against Museveni for the presidency. Museveni was elected for another 5-year tenure, having won 59% of the vote against Besigye's 37%. Besigye, who alleged fraud, rejected the results. In the 2011 elections, Besigye, for the 3rd time in a row, lost to his main challenger, the incumbent Yoweri Museveni, with a sharp decline from previous polls, falling to win in a single region. Though the election was lauded as one of the most free and fair in Uganda history, Besigye claimed that his challenger used intimidation and rigging to win a fourth term in office. Besigye was arrested for a fourth time on the 28th of April during a walk-to-work protest over the high prices of food and fuel. In the year 2016 elections, Besigye again stood as the FDC presidential candidate, going up against other popular candidates Amama Mbabazi and Yoweri Museveni, the president of Uganda for 3 decades. Besigye again lost the election to Museveni, receiving only 34% of the votes, while Museveni won 62%. In the aftermath of the election, he urged his supporters to protest peacefully against the results, claiming that the electoral process had been rigged using intimidation of voters, imprisonment of opponents, sabotage of rallies, late delivery of election materials, delayed opening of election centers, vote falsification at undisclosed tally centers, and bribery, among other malpractices. On May 11, 2016, he secretly saw himself as president of Uganda. A day before the official swearing-in ceremony of President Yoweri Museveni, he was arrested by the Ugandan army moments into his swearing-in.